Hey guys, welcome back to Truth Talks with Tara. This is a little bit of a different episode today, but I want you to stick with us because it's going to be so fun. It's going to be all about life, what we're loving. We invite you to join the conversation. Bring a cup of coffee, a snack. Come invited, leave encouraged with all of the favorites that me and a dear friend are going to be sharing today. And we also just pray that this reminds you that you can live a full, abundant life in Jesus. And that full life can include the joys of makeup, fashion, motherhood, music, all of the beautiful things that God has given us in this life. So let's just get into it. We have my sweet friend Rachel Awtrey, the one, the
Hi.
only. Rachel, I'm so excited. Thank you for spur of the moment, really joining us on the show today.
Hello. I am so honored to be here. We were talking about how weird it is to be on the other side of the microphone than what
Yeah,
we're used to. Yes, I am Rachel Awtrey. I am also a podcaster. I have a show called Real Talk with Rachel Awtrey, and it is all the real talk things. I'm okay breaking the ice. I'm okay asking the questions that might be too awkward for people.
I love
I have
it.
always like my report card, it always said, like, "Talks too much." Like, I'm that girl. So, this is just a perfect little thing for me. Am a mama to 2 little boys, 2 years old and younger. So we're, like, crawling through. We got this. Um,
Oh,
we
yeah.
love all the tips and tricks to make life easier because, you know, it's not complicated, it's simple, it's just a lot. Um
Right.
my husband is a pilot, which is a really fun gig. So I feel like if people over on Instagram have seen anything, like we oftentimes go putt around in a little airplane.
Yeah,
But he
it's
flies big
literally
airplanes
so
too.
cute. So
It's
cute. Your
wild.
Instagram story yesterday was like you with your cute hokas up, like up on the seat, your baby boys. I'm like, this is just the cutest thing ever.
It is wild. I think back to when my husband and I were talking about, like, hey, what do we want life together to look like? Like the things
Mm,
we had mentioned are the dreams we're living out now, which is just so
yeah.
cool. And we don't take any of it for granted, just the favor that's been on a lot of it. So that's
Yeah.
us. We fly around. I like to podcast. I share my life. My little boys are just my favorite. My husband's my best
Mm.
friend. We have our own daily struggles too. Listen,
Yep.
like, it's not
Yep.
perfect, but it's real. So that's what we're doing
It's
these days.
real. It's real. I love it so much. Rachel and I connected because I was on her podcast, which we'll let you know when that's
Yes.
out in the world. And that was so fun. So, friends, I literally texted her or messaged her on Instagram right after. And I'm like, okay, wait, like, we got to make something happen on this side of the podcasting
Yeah.
space now on Truth Talks with Tara. And I was just mentioning how, like, she gave me such a freedom in our conversation to talk about life, to talk about, like, even
Mhm.
the random things of life, the beauty, the things we're loving, favoriting. And I'm like, let's just do, I don't even know if it would be like a summer edition, but since it's kind of like towards the end of summer and it's like a current
Yeah.
favorite thing we're loving, we want to talk all categories of like makeup, motherhood, faith, books, music, like Bibles, social media, clothing. Like, we're going to dive into it. We're going to invite you into the conversation. We'll have everything linked below.
Woohoo.
And I'm so excited. So excited. So we're just going to start because I feel like this is
Yeah.
going to be jam packed. So I want to ask you first, Rachel, in the
What's up?
makeup category. I want to hear a few of your favorite things because I just felt like starting with this because, fun fact, I don't know, I feel like people already would know this about me if they follow me on Instagram or something, but like, I literally am so girly, but I have like this farm girl edge that I think I never really
No
realized I was
way.
so girly until I got older. Yeah. So that's another thing. I basically grew up on a hazelnut farm. My dad and his brothers, they are third generation, which would technically make me fourth generation, even though I don't like currently do it. But like, I worked there every summer since I
What?
was 12
That is
until I graduated
so
high
fun.
school. Right. So like, I have this like gritty, like farm girl, like, I don't know, like personality, but then like I've grown into my own like very girly, would never be caught dead in pink. Let me tell you, Rachel, would never be caught dead in pink until like maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So makeup, we could talk about in the whole episode. So
You would have stumped me. Like, you're just like the
you would
cutest
have
little
never
thing.
known, right?
Oh, no. That's so fun. She lives a double life. You are Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus, like
I
both.
mean, mean, yeah. That's like my little
Best of both
superpower.
worlds. Yeah. I love it.
I love
I do
it.
wanna throw a caveat on this conversation because I feel like
Yeah.
that's, like this is, like, the fun intersection between, like, living out faith and, like, choosing to believe in the gospel, but also, like, loving the small little frivolous
Yeah.
joys in life,
Yeah.
and for some reason, like, evangelical culture loves to throw all the fun, tiny, frivolous things out the window and be
Right.
like, "It's not worth it." No, it's not worthy of our praise, but it can be a lot of
Mm.
fun, and, like
Yeah,
so I think that I
totally.
just wanna throw the caveat on there that Jesus delights in the small things with us. Like, he
Yeah.
loves that we love these little things. So
Absolutely.
yes,
Yeah. I love it.
that's
Yeah,
what
and
I
it's just
believe.
like not it's like not like idolizing it. Like we can
That's
enjoy
right.
it. I do believe Jesus came to give us a full life and we can the abundant life in John 10:10. That doesn't mean a full life as far as like full of these things. It's within himself. But
That's
like
right.
he graciously gives and blesses and we know that we don't need anything apart from him and yet he's like, well, these are fun and these bring
Yeah.
little small joys and honestly, a
Yes.
lot of these things we're going to be talking about today in many ways do point me back to the beauty of God and the gratefulness to Him and just feeling so humbled that He would even bless us. And I think it
That's right.
just, I don't know, it draws me deeper. So, no, I love that you said that. But let's get
Yes.
into makeup. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, okay, okay. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go first. I want to hear about it.
Okay. Okay, so you mentioned Rare Beauty on my show. If people haven't listened to
Mhm.
that episode, it's so stinking fun. But you mentioned, loving a rare beauty find.
Yeah.
And we're not talking like rare as in you can't find it, rare like the
Yeah.
brand.
Yes.
So Selena Gomez has a makeup brand called Rare Beauty, and it is so fun. The liquid blush is like one of my favorites. It is the
So good.
easiest way to throw on some quick color. A little bit goes a super long way, so be careful.
Yeah.
But it's just fun little addition to a quick summer look. That's one of
Okay,
them.
I have to interrupt. What is your like favorite shade? Like, do you even know like the name of it? Because I
Yeah,
have one. Pretty sure I know the name, but I'd love to know just because like I've been scared to branch out because I'm one of those people, and like people listening also tell us like I am nervous about buying makeup online. I have like
yeah,
such like it sits in my car. I'm also not an impulse buyer usually, so I think about it really long. It sits there and I get all in my head about it.
yeah.
So just kind of like to know what you use is helpful too.
Okay, I have 2. I have blush or sorry, duh, it's all blush. I have Bliss,
Okay.
and it's like a hot pinky, got an orange tint to it.
Ooh.
Yes, that's a fun one if you're feeling, you just wanna add a lot of color. If you want more of
Mhm.
like a simple color, Joy is another really good one.
Okay. So I think
Yes.
I have Hope. I think Hope is what I have.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's called Hope. Is it
Yeah.
it's the one that's like more mauvey, but not like
Yes, yes, yes,
really.
yes.
It's like it doesn't pull like super cool, but like for me, I cannot wear the oranges. I really wish like I could wear like a red orange lipstick, but like I pull orange and yellow
Right.
just from like my Korean skin tone. So I've tried that before. I'm like, "Wow, summertime like do like a orange red lip, like a fire engine red." Nah, can't do it. So,
Nah.
nah.
Listen, all skin tones. We have to find what complements
Yes.
the best, you
Yes,
know?
totally. No,
Yes.
obsessed. I love Rare Beauty. Okay, what else you got? Then I'll go.
Okay, and then a quick fun another, like, luxury brand, but it's
Ooh.
worth it because it's clean. It's clean beauty.
Okay.
Merit,
Yeah.
it's a
Mhm.
great brand.
Yes. Okay, I keep
They
seeing it
have
all
their
over
bronzer
Instagram.
stick. Yes,
Okay.
it is so cool. It's really cute too. It's like it has a gold tube that it sits in, like, it's really
I
cute makeup
love
bag.
it.
But then, it is so easy for application, it's, like, foolproof. So if you feel like, "I'm not good at makeup," like, this is for you. It's literally a stick for bronzer. You just, like, swipe it on and then you swipe it on, and then you can either dab it with your fingers or you can grab a brush and blend it in, but it's so easy.
Ooh. I'm obsessed,
Yes.
and I'm a sucker for the packaging. Like, it's beautiful.
Me too. It gets me every
Oh,
time.
I love it
And
so
then
much.
my last quick one, it is a drugstore find, but like Elf Beauty, they are doing the most. Like they are so cool. They I feel like have a dupe for everything, but I feel like I used to be the girl who couldn't go out of the house without mascara on, and now I feel like I'm
Mhm.
the girl who I prefer to do my eyebrows. Doesn't that sound
Wow.
so weird? Like,
Yeah. Well, honestly, yeah, I'm kinda with you.
yeah. I'm like, my
Yeah.
eyebrows, I don't know why. It's just like I really like my eyebrows these days. But
Yeah.
I brush them up and out, and
Mhm.
it gives them a really fun little trendy look, with the e.l.f. eyebrow gel. It just keeps them it's like
Love
hairspray for your
it.
eyebrows. Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, I think we're all kind of in this boat. We never used to care about our eyebrows. And now it's like, yeah, I can't like it is I have a regimen for my makeup. Like I do
Yeah.
it in the same order. I think every girl does. But it's like there was one day that I forgot to do it until like the last minute. I'm like, what am I doing? What am I
Yeah.
doing?
Mhm.
Like that is like the
Yeah.
most important step. I'm
Yeah.
obsessed. I love it so much.
Your
Okay,
eyebrows.
so for my favorites, I was thinking about this morning. I was putting on my makeup, and it's like kind of like as unless I'm rushed, it's like my sanctuary. Like
Yeah.
if Hunter's napping, that's usually when I'm doing it, or if he's with my mother or something, I can kind of take my time. And so this morning, especially in the summer, I don't know. I'm not really the person that wears sunscreen in the winter. I'm just going to be honest. I know you should wear it all year round, but like I'm kind of balling on a budget, right? And I don't want to like get it all
Yeah.
year round. So I am obsessed with the Dime Beauty Wonder Screen. I should have brought it
Nice.
so I could hold it up. But it is beautiful. I think it's SPF 30, I think.
Nice.
But it's
That's
in like this
awesome.
beautiful, like, well, and it's clean beauty too, which is an amazing caveat. I
Yeah.
think we were talking about this on your show though, Rachel. Like I would say I am a good old like scrunchy gal, which so I'm not like super crunchy. Like I'm not
Yeah.
super like everything has to be clean. I'm only eating this, I mean, and that's okay if you are, but like for me, I'm like right in the middle. Like
Yeah.
I give my son really healthy snacks. I make him his own food. But then if like we're out and about, I'll give him, like handful of Cheetos. Like,
That's right. That's
you
right.
know,
That's
you know.
right. I'm the
But
exact
anyway,
same.
yeah. Anyway, I love that Dime Beauty is clean, but their Wonder Screen is really nice. So on days that I don't want to wear makeup, even I put it under my makeup every day. But on days that I don't want to wear makeup, I'll just put it on, and it kind of gives like a shearing effect to your face.
Nice.
So just toss
Yes.
that on with your eyebrow gel, and you're good to go. You're good to go.
Love
So
it.
I love that, and it lasts like literally forever. And then my last one is something that I just recently found, and it is a Maybelline. So it's a drugstore product. I was in the market for a new like skin tint, like every day. Like if I'm doing like a photo shoot or like going to a wedding or something, like I'll wear like a heavier foundation. Um, but I wanted like a skin tint kind of feel. And the one
Yeah.
that I used to use was discontinued. And so I'm like, I'm not good with change. I'm like, give me like my tried and true. So I was like, not sure what to do. I was like freaking out at Ulta. And I'm like, what do I do? And I was like roaming the aisles for like 20 minutes. And then I asked the lady, and she's like, this is kind of comparable. So it's the Maybelline 24-hour Super Stay skin tint, I believe. And it is incredible. I've been
Okay.
wearing it for like 2 weeks at this point, and I'm
So you've
obsessed.
given it a
I'm
good shot.
obsessed.
You know.
Yes, yes, and I haven't shared it anywhere, I don't think, until now, because I wanted to make sure
Okay.
I gave it a good old college try. So it's amazing. I'm gonna link it below. It's $16.99, I believe. So if you're okay with maybe a not so clean, but kind of live your best scrunchy life, that is my that's my favorite currently.
I love it.
So
I
yes,
love
that
it.
is a current fave. I want to move on to motherhood, because those who know, I have a 16, almost 17-month-old, and you have two under two. That's real. We should really be listening to you because you're in the throes of it, but
Whatever.
handling it
No.
gracefully. Okay, let me say
Thank
that. All
you.
right. Okay, motherhood products, and I made a caveat when we were preparing for this. Just products that are like saving our butts as moms. That either are just in our current season. I think we could go on and on about like newborn products and all the things. And like that's another conversation. But for me currently, what's saving me? So I have a almost year and a half year old. And I have just been like trying really hard with him to be more intentional about no screens, because we usually don't. Well,
Yeah.
I do some screens, okay, but he's gotten smarter, and he has realized that like, okay, he does this thing where he grabs a blanket out of the blanket basket. He like knows, okay, so like he knows that we get blankets when we watch TV or
Oh,
something. I
I
don't
love
or I don't know what it is, because we don't. Again, it's like a little bit here and there. It's
Yeah.
usually during dinner time, like when I just need a break. I'm like, I'm at the stove, like stop touching me.
Yes.
I need to make dinner, right? But
Yes.
anyway, he's been like doing it a lot, and then he gets mad at me when I say no. And so I'm like, okay. So I found the VeggieTales podcast on Spotify. I think it's only on Spotify. It's hilarious. You would get a kick out of it, Rachel, because it's literally Bob and Larry like as hosts of the podcast. Like, it's not even
That
like a
is
story.
so cute.
Isn't it
Wait,
funny?
I'd never heard of it. This is
Okay,
amazing.
Spotify, the VeggieTales podcast, and they have episodes, like one we listened to the other day was like, I think the title was like one like on friendship, and it was like Bob and Larry hosting a story, and they had like kids call in to the conversation, and then they had like stuff going around, and like it's definitely probably one that they would enjoy when they get a little bit older, like, you know, three,
Sure.
4, 5, when they can understand more. But he even just loves like hearing it because the voices are so
Listening.
animated and
Yes.
fun. And so we do that in
Oh,
the car. I'll put it on our like Apple TV, and he'll just like sit there and listen while he plays. And it just it's a saving grace because it's a best of both worlds for
buddy.
me in those moments. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I know. Yeah.
That's a
So there
good
you go.
one.
Put that in your arsenal. And then my last one is Love Every. Have you used their play kits or their toys for your boys?
Listen, that play gym,
The
yes,
best.
Oliver is still obsessed with it and he's 7 months old. So like we're kind of past the tummy time. Like we're still kind of doing it, but he's pretty strong. He still loves to whack at those things that are on the little bridge you put on top of the mat.
Oh,
Anyways,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
so I love Every. It's been really fun because my boy is like all boy. He's like trucks, cars, trains, everything. And like, so we have so many. And some days I feel like guilty as a mom, which I know I shouldn't. I'm going to rebuke that shame in God's name. But sometimes I'm like, he needs like educational toys and like to stop playing with toys or like cars all the time, which like he loves. So I'm like, I love that Love Every provides that. Like more of like the
Yes.
learning, it's still engaging. He always goes back to his cars and his trains and his trucks, but um I love it. And I'm like piling everything away in boxes in his closet so I can keep it for future kids and amazing.
Yes. As you should.
Yes.
Absolutely. We love Every.
Yes.
And it was always really fun to get the little kits on your doorstep. You're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
they've aged up," like
Yeah.
it's time for something new. It's so fun.
Yes.
Um, okay, I have learned, especially with 2 and under, like systems matter because just
Mm,
like having order helps the
yeah.
chaos. Because chaos
Right.
isn't bad, but if chaos is all that exists, then it's really overwhelming for everybody. So just having some systems in my house has been helpful. One of them, we grabbed a laundry, I don't even want to call it a basket, but it's like a laundry bag that hangs on the back of your door and it's got a little hole you just put the laundry in, and it
Mm.
stays on the back of one of our like closet doors downstairs, so that like if I'm changing them out of the clothes, like if they got messy at lunch
Yeah.
or from, pajamas to our play clothes or whatever, like I can just toss it in there instead of having to just have piles of laundry all over the house. It's
Yeah.
great for like our socks
Yeah.
too. Then once you're ready, you just at the bottom unzips and then it all falls into a laundry basket and you can take it to the washer. So it has helped
Nice.
us just put stuff where it belongs,
Mhm.
like out of what is it? Like out of
Out of
eye,
sight,
out
out
of
of
mind.
mind.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Yes, that.
Out of sight, out of mind, but it's like actually going somewhere it belongs. That's been awesome. And then we've been on this challenge to do 1,000 hours outside this year.
Right, right. How's
Yes,
it going?
it's a very advantageous goal. Like 1,000 hours outside, it's a lot.
I feel like
But
I feel like I hear that on social media and I'm like, "How hard that can that be?" Because 'Cause we're outside all the time, but then it's like, "Oh, that's a
yeah,
lot."
when you actually start calculating the hours, you're like, "Mer, mer, mer, that's not gonna
You're like,
happen."
"Wow, we were only
But
outside for 15 minutes."
but A for effort. Like you can't, and her whole thing, the woman who started this, her whole thing, she's like, you can't fail. Like even if you got 500 hours outside, like you made
Yeah.
an effort more than maybe
Yeah,
you
it's
would
so
have
good.
before. So that's a good reset. Like when people are starting to throw tantrums or mama is just getting
Oh, yeah.
anxious, like go outside, put your feet in the
Mhm.
grass, get in the sun. It always helps.
Right.
Um, and then as far as screen time goes, my last one on motherhood is Minnow. I don't know if you've heard of this,
I haven't,
but
I
it's like a
haven't.
channel. It's an
Oh.
app, but it's just for kids and it's faith-based, like it's Christian app. So it's got
Oh, good,
all your
okay. Yeah.
shows on there. So if babysitter ever comes over and I'm like, "Hey, if you result to screen time, this is safe. Like pick anything here."
Okay.
Got everything
Great.
from
Wow.
worship, dance parties, Veggie Tales,
Oh my
everything.
gosh, I'm literally going to write this well, yeah, this is amazing because I we'll do like, you know, the dinner time TV when he's sitting there. I'll put like Thomas and Friends on, like the cute little YouTube
Yeah.
thing. But like I'm gonna be honest, like it's a wild, wild world out there.
Oh, yeah, you don't know
especially for
about the
our
messages of
kids.
everything. Yeah.
And, like, even if it's something that's cute, it's like sometimes I'm not sitting there and watching it with him, and I need to,
Mhm,
like, be confident in that,
mhm.
and that sounds, like, so good, like a no-brainer.
It is. It is Minnow, Minno.
Okay.
Super cute.
M-I-N-N-O. Amazing. Again, we're gonna link everything below. I'm so excited. Also, I was gonna say, the going outside is real. Again, even if you don't do 1,000 hours, and honestly, even just for yourself as a human being, like
Yes,
as a mom,
yes.
as not even a mom, as just like a person.
Yeah.
Hunter was throwing like a real big tantrum yesterday, and the day before he had been like awake since like or awake until 9:30. He usually goes to bed at like 7:30, or 8. Like loves to sleep. Like we were out hosting like a thing, and like he was partying, he was having fun, but then he was like a mess yesterday.
Mhm,
And so I just
mhm.
remember thinking, like, I tried to do so many things, try to give him food, and I'm like, let's just go outside. So the minute we step outside, get his shoes on, go on a walk, he's like in heaven. And we spent like an hour and a half out there, like before dinner. I'm like, I'm not going
Yeah,
inside. Like, just
yeah.
that's like his happy place. And it was for me too. I'm like, I could just like feel the wind. I just like God was like using it to like calm me down. It was good. It was good.
Good. I'm so proud. Yeah. Outside's the best.
It is. Okay, moving on to the faith-based category, which is kind of broad, but like Bible studies, whatever. Um, I have been loving, I think you kind of have a similar one, but I'm gonna share about this
Yeah.
one. The Bible study guide. So it's a similar title to Daily Grace has one, which I think you're gonna talk about, Rachel. But the Bible study guide by my friend's company called Chasing Sacred.
Oh,
They create why am I blanking on the name right now? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on
this
the
always
name, but
happens. I'm like, you push record and all my brain cells
oh
go out the
gosh,
window.
yeah, seriously. So it is a oh goodness gracious. It is a type oh, okay. You guys know. I'll link it below, but it's
Yes.
basically just a like a super they create resources like journals and guides to help you study God's word like expositorily. That's not the right word, it's a similar word, but they
Yes.
came out with a Bible study guide, which is basically every single book of the Bible, but it's pretty brief. It's like one page. It tells you the theme, the author, and it's briefer than some of the other resources out there. But the reason why I love it is because what it does is it gives you a good base, but it doesn't let you like sit there and take that as God's word. It's like,
It's
here's your
good.
starting point. Let that curiosity drive you to go into God's word with that. Because I love resources like this, but I think sometimes there's some that are like, too much that I find myself just sitting in a commentary or sitting in something instead of going to God's word with it. So I love the Bible study guide by Chasing Sacred. And I also love my quiet time companion by Wholehearted. Have
That's a
you heard
good
of them?
one.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. My friend Naomi founded this company. I love them. I have one of their new ones sitting over here that's actually launching like actually today, I think by the time where this is out. So yay, I'll link that because that'll be fun. You can get a new quiet time
That is
companion.
exciting.
But it's essentially just like this huge, beautiful book that's like or coiled and foiled and beautiful. And it
Yeah.
just it just like dives into so many things, like prayer lists, like sermon notes, like your actual daily notes. It has enough room. It has way more, like reading log, like it has so much, and it's kind of like you just need that and your Bible, and you're good to go. So those are my faves.
That's so good. That's so good. Okay. On the same note, you were talking about the Daily Grace Co. They
Yes,
have
yes.
a handbook called the
Hmm.
Theology Handbook, and
So
it is
good.
incredible to use, like side by side with maybe a Bible study. So if you have questions, or honestly, just like take a month to work through the Theology Handbook, you will learn so
Hmm.
much about why it's important to know what you know,
Yeah.
and how you can believe actually what you believe. It's kind of like seminary, but Spark Notes version.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Yes.
I
I love
love
it.
it.
I love it.
Um, I've been living through pastel highlighters, but specifically the ones that are erasable. So, like,
Okay. Yeah.
highlighting in my Bible has been neat just to be able to see patterns, references. We're doing a Bible study at church called Abide by Jen Wilkin, and she is all about like coloring up your Bible just to figure out, like, oh, wait, this was mentioned here too. And I can see that because they're both in pink. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah.
really fun. So we love a good pastel highlighter. And then anything upper room worship has been so beautiful. It's serene, it's calm. They oftentimes join like Maverick City music, but there's
Hmm.
this one. song that has been wrecking my world, called Pure.
Oh, I haven't
It's
heard
got
it. I'll have
another
to listen.
yeah, we'll have to link it. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. It's all about, like, "Lord, like, make my worship pure. Like, nothing to gain. I wanna leave it all with you. It's not to prove anything. It's just to be in your presence." And
That's
it's a good
so
reset for your
good.
soul. Mhm.
That's so good. Well,
Yeah.
it makes me think I didn't write down a song, but it just made me think of one that is like usually at the bottom of my Spotify list, right? Because it's the ones you've recently added and it's the ones I've been like
Yeah.
listening to on repeat. Have you heard Kind by Corey Asbury?
We love Cory Asbury. Like,
Have you heard
she's
his
amazing.
new
But
song? Because it
Kind,
like
I think maybe I have, but I can't remember. I'm gonna say no, that I haven't,
it's
but then I'll go
the
back
like
and listen.
the beginning is like sometimes marriages don't work, sometimes babies die, sometimes rehab turns to relapse and you can't
That's right.
remember why. But then it goes into like I've tried to run from Jesus, I've started wars.
I have.
But he's always been kind. And then
He's
talking
always
about
been
the
kind. That's right.
cross and how he's always been kind through it, and how we even through shame and even through all that kind of stuff, he's always been kind. He's always been kind. And it just makes me weepy because I think we can
Mm,
all find ourselves in that song. Whether you can relate to the marriage part or losing a baby or whatever that looks like, we all have shame. We all have tried to run from Jesus or tried to fight him, try to make him the bad guy.
that's
Um,
right.
but all he's ever been is kind. And
It's so good.
these songs,
Oh,
man, like they're
they
I
get
really
me.
think Jesus like really speaks to me through music, and it sounds like he
She
does
does.
with you too. And oh, I love it. No, thank you for sharing. That was incredible. Okay,
Yes.
books. Move on to books, which I feel like I could talk about books all day long too.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but I gotta be honest, I'm in the season where like I am accumulating a huge TBR list, and I'm so excited about them. Like my excitement level is so high. But ask me how many I've actually started to read.
A for effort.
But yeah, it's fine. So one that I have been working through slowly though, and it feels more like a guide, more like a not like devotional, but like kind of because just the way it's laid out, it just feels more digestible to me. And I believe it's called Living Simply or Living Simplified by Emily Lay. You know?
Yes. She's
Okay.
recently been on Real Talk with Rachel Awtrey, and,
Oh,
like,
that's amazing.
she's the real deal. She's
I
amazing.
mean, I've heard her on podcasts and she sounds incredible. So I love that book. I've just been taking it like chunk by chunk. Like she inspired me to like go through cupboards that have just been sitting. She's inspired me to make like a bucket where I just like put stuff in that I want to get rid of and then just get rid of the bucket. Like just kind
Yep.
of accumulate stuff. Like and it's just like kind of helped me breathe a little bit more because truthfully,
Mhm.
like I accumulate so much stuff. I never thought I would. I'm not a hoarder, but I sometimes feel like I
Motherhood will
am.
change you. Yes. Uh-huh.
Yes. And we live in a pretty decent one story house, but the storage is not great. So we're just anything we can do to help that situation. So I've been
Mhm.
working through that slowly. I'll just take it chunk by chunk. I mainly grab it when I'm overwhelmed. And like when the house is really messy, I'd be like, oh, I need this. So loving that. And then I also am reading this for the second time because it's just that good. Find Your People by Jenny Allen. I usually stick in the Christian living, whether that's an easier read or a deeper read. When I read, I used to be in a fiction kick, not so much anymore, but maybe I'll get into it. But Find Your People literally has rocked my world. It's challenged me. It's actually like it's hurt my feelings sometimes too. I'm gonna be
Right.
honest. Some of those
Steps on your
books that
toes.
is yeah, and it's good. And it's really changed the way because if I'm being super honest, I've gone through friendships sometimes, most of the time, where I feel like I'm giving so much and the return feels small. And I
Sure.
think also as like a new mom, that changes your friendships. And so I just remember a couple months ago feeling like well, I guess I'm just like never gonna have friends because like no one's giving their effort. And I'm like, well, why don't I do it then? Like I
Right.
have the power to initiate. And yeah, it
Right.
sucks sometimes to be the only one, but like if I can do that within my power, I will. And it has changed relationships for me lately. And that's what that book has inspired me to do. So it's a good
Go,
one. It's
girl.
a good one. Thanks.
It's a great read.
Thanks.
It is a great
Yeah.
read.
Yeah. Okay. I want to hear yours.
I'm gonna change mine up.
Yeah, let's
I
do it.
came in with some ideas, but I have a different one. So number 1, though, I will say, Raising Emotionally Strong Boys by David Thomas.
Ooh.
I don't know if you've read it.
No, I
Like,
need to
it
though.
it needs to skip, hop, and jump ahead of all the other ones on your TBR list because, like,
Okay.
it is incredible. It is all about raising emotionally strong boys. And like, how do you actually teach them to be in tune with their emotions, then suppress their emotions like society
Yeah.
tells them? But also, like, you
Right.
don't want to raise a pansy. So, like, how do you do both?
Right.
It's
Right.
beautiful. It's a great
Hmm.
combination of faith slash parenting slash
Okay.
like psychology and learning actually
Okay.
how brains are being created. It'll blow your mind. But there's like a counterpart. So for friends listening that might have daughters, there's one called Raising Worry Free Girls by Sissy Goff.
Oh, yeah.
So
I've heard of that one.
Sissy,
Yeah.
yeah, Sissy and David are partners in a like a therapy uh I don't know what you call it, firm, whatever. They have
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
office in Nashville and they see patients, clients, I don't know what you call them. I don't know. Anyways,
Yeah.
therapy
Clients. Yeah.
rocks. And they have, yes, incredible resources for us who can't be in Nashville to see them if we
Mm.
were. Like they
Yeah.
make me want to move to Nashville so that like my boys and I can sit on their couch. They're amazing.
So good.
Um yes. So highly recommend those.
Okay.
And on the organization front, like you were talking about, Emily Lay, another great one is Kendra Adachi. She's the lazy
Hmm.
genius on social media, but she has written
Okay.
several books about that, about like, it's not necessarily organization, but it's like, how do you live with like a lazy genius mindset? Like choosing once is one of her rules. Like, okay, every time we have somebody over at our house, like this is the meal we make. Like, don't rewrite the whole program. Like, have
Interesting.
something,
Okay.
yeah, order systems for your life. Incredible. It will change the game. Highly
Hmm.
recommend.
You know
Yeah.
what's funny is that like that is so encouraging to me. As a new mom, though, okay, I gotta tell you, I'm super type A. I'm very organized, but being a mom
Yeah.
has shifted that a lot. And so the
Hmm.
thinking ahead is really hard for me. I know that if I sit down and I put the things in place, the systems in place, it'll help me in the long run. But as a mom, though, I'm like, when am I going to have the time to do that? But again, I
Yeah.
do know in my head that if you just set that in place, it'll be good in the long run. So I need all of that. And I'm going to push
Listen,
it to the top of my TBR.
you should. Okay. I will say this too for you. This is what I need to hear, but it's an aviation analogy because my life is all planes right now.
Right.
That like when you're setting a course direction in your airplane, you can be 1 degree off, and the more you go, the further you are from your destination.
Mm,
And likewise, if you're going away from the destination that you want, you value, just like turn 1 degree and you'll be
yeah.
much, much, much closer than you think. So
Yeah.
it's not about doing it perfectly
Right.
tomorrow, but I've
Right.
learned it's about doing something different now. Even if the different is like the smallest difference, like ordering at the
Right.
back of the door laundry hamper, like
Yeah.
it's one step
Totally.
closer to living the life I want. So,
So
and living
good.
the way I feel like God created me to live. So, anywho,
That's so good. Yeah.
one
Let that
degree.
be your like your permission slip today, friends. Like one
Yes.
degree. That's all you gotta do. I mean, I mean, I say this all the time, I'm a broken record, but like this morning I was even so freaked out about my to-do list and I'm like, I have so much to do. I don't have enough time. I was like, I like found myself praying for more time. And then I'm like, no, like I just need more grace and I need to surrender
Mhm.
more.
Wow,
That's all I
that's
gotta
good.
do. That's all I gotta do.
That's all you gotta do.
Okay, music. Let's move on. We kind of talked about some Christian music and we can still bring up some more or like artists or albums, but all categories. I have like kind of random ones. They feel random, but they've been like my current jam.
Okay.
So Christy Knuckles, I've had her on my show. She's a sweet
Love
friend.
her.
She is incredible. She came out with a new album. It's incredible. This is the hour. It is so good. Every song, she just does not miss. And this album, I feel like, is especially special. If you've listened to that episode, if not, please go listen to it. We talk all about just her season of like wanting to give up and her season of just feeling like, is this all worth it? And so the words in every song are just spot on. And then in the same vein, her husband, Nathan, they work hand in hand. He composes, but he came out with an album too, and it's all instrumental. And I have been
Oh, yes.
right. Okay. It's beautiful. I forgot the name of it, but I mean, Nathan Knuckles everywhere. But I've been putting it on while I write because I'm in the middle of writing another big project and I cannot do songs with words. I just can't. I can't do it when I'm writing words because then it feels like a big old mess in my head when I'm trying to write words and listening to words. So Nathan
Is it
Knuckles,
Everywhere the River Goes?
I think yes, that album. Yes, she's
Okay.
holding it up.
I literally was looking at it on Spotify. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
I'm queuing it up.
Literally, it's so good. I mean, it's good workflow music. It's good, like, just have it in your kitchen while you're doing dishes. Like, if you need like a
Yes.
pocket of peace, it is so good. I'm doing
So
it
good.
during writing or like work or things like that. So good. And then last but not least, Spotify will like curate stuff for you, like once it kind of feels your vibe. And my Spotify country mix has like not been missing. It's been so good. And I am a
There's your
seasonal
farm girl. There she
I'm gonna
is.
tell you, I'm a seasonal country music listener. I really am because I only listen to it in the summer because that's what I grew up
Yes,
doing with my cousins. Like we would listen to it on the farm, and it just country music feels like summer to me,
it does.
you know, and it just doesn't
Yes.
feel like any other season to me. But anyway, that's been fun. That's super random.
Okay, on the country train,
Yeah.
um, Russell Dickerson, one of my favorites. He's so fun. His wife Kaylee is super cute, a really fun follow. She also has a podcast. So
Oh,
for our podcast girlies,
good to know.
but he has done a few songs with Jake Owens, and
Yes,
he
I
has
love
this
him.
song Jake does called Like This, I think is what it's called. But it is just a bop. And it just like is one of those you want to send to your husband and be like, "Ugh, feels like you're my boyfriend, Like it's just so cute.
Yeah, that's
Um,
adorable.
yeah, it's good date night, like fun music.
So fun.
Um, and then another fun music. He's getting really big on Reels and TikTok, but his name's Paul Russell. He doesn't have anything officially on Spotify, but
Is
like mark
okay.
my words,
Is
mark
he
my
the
words.
one is he the one that does that "You My Little Boo" thing,
Yes, you're my
audio?
little boo thing. So I don't give a hoot what you do say.
Do
Oh
say,
no, no.
"Girl, I
That
know."
one, yes. He's gonna be big. I promise. Mark my words.
Honestly, that, like, comes up on our reels all the time,
Yes,
and my husband and I are like, "I'm not even gonna lie, this is a bop," and he just seems like a
it
fun
is.
guy, okay? Like a
Yes.
fun guy.
He's really fun, it seems. So I can't wait to
That's
see what happens
awesome.
with him, but he's one to watch, I feel like.
Okay, alright.
Yes.
Also, I'm pretty sure I have used it for a reel. I don't you probably have, but, like, if you don't know what we're
Not
talking
yet.
about,
I'm
oh, you
waiting.
gotta
I'm like,
use
it's
it
too
then.
perfect. I gotta
It
figure out my idea.
it is. Be on the watch, everyone, everyone.
Yes.
Love it. Okay, home. We're on our last couple categories. I love this. Home, decor, kitchen, all the things. I just have two. I feel like I have like many, but I just wanted to consolidate it because I could just I don't know. The kitchen's like my happy place as a mom. Like when I got married, obviously I had way more time and I loved it too, but like it's like my release. It's like my me time. So I've been loving just the things that I use frequently the most is my Dutch oven because I bake bread in it a lot. It's like my
Mm-hmm.
favorite. It's so easy. I'm loving. I got the I don't know how to say it. The Le Creuset one. Someone bought
Le
me
Creuset.
Le
Yes.
Creuset. I got the cream and like gold handle hardware one, and it's like you have
We're Dutch oven twins.
the same
Yes.
one. It's like I literally told my
It sits
husband
out
that when
on
we
my
got it,
stove.
I told him that, and we don't have enough space because our range is really small. But I told him, I said, I'll fill this thing with flowers. I'll just keep it out on on the stove. It's the best.
Yeah.
So that one, I love it. But any Dutch oven, really, it's incredible. I make like soup in it, bread in it. It's the best. And then I have recently, over the last like probably year, fallen in love with caraway pans. Caraway Home.
Yeah.
You guys have
I've heard
probably
of
seen it
them.
on Instagram. They're incredible. I didn't really get the hype for a long time. I'm like, Costco pans, great. But now as a mom, caring for other people other than myself, caring for a
Yeah.
little human, I love that they're non-tox and that their actual like what do you call it? Like their nonstick actually works.
Yeah.
Like it actually works. And it's lasted really well. They're beautiful. I have like the navy blue set. Like I just love that peace of mind. They're so easy to cook with. I have a big stock pot and like all the pans and
Yeah.
yeah, love it. Love it.
Go girl. Yeah, the kitchen's my happy place too.
Oh, yeah.
It just is nice to like have a space, and it's been really sweet now that Maddox, he's 2.5. He's starting to get curious, and so I love giving him
Oh,
like some just to-dos and some
yeah.
responsibilities and
Yeah.
to like prep for dinner, and he's obsessed, and so it's just been sweet.
I can't wait.
Um
I can't
I
wait.
would say like, hey, I'll add this to mine. Toddler tower is so fun. As soon as you feel like it's safe for them to crawl up into something and stand there at the kitchen counter to help you, it is so sweet.
Mhm.
They feel like they're in everything. So I'm gonna add that to my home. Go like if you
Do
have some kiddos,
yes.
a toddler tower is
Yes.
really cute.
I want one
Um
so bad.
okay, but Facebook Marketplace, don't knock it till you try it. Like just go and
Mhm.
scroll, and the more you search and the more you look, It sounds awful, but like the algorithm will figure out what you like and it'll
Yep.
get you every time. So like I
Oh, yeah.
recently just found a beautiful secretary for $60 and it's like antique. I talked her down, I negotiated and I got it.
Nice.
Um and it's just like it's got doors so you can just stash stuff in there. It's like where our mail goes that we need to sort
Love
through.
it.
And
Love
it sits in our
it.
entryway. So yeah, Facebook Marketplace.
So
Um
fun.
and then for stovetop, so I'm like what they call a grand millennial. So I love traditional things.
I've never heard
um,
that,
I lo
but I love it.
I love the old school stuff, but I like to
Okay.
make it trendy. So there's a brand called Mackenzie Childs. It's like kind of
Mhm.
expensive, but I love to collect them. So like any
Mhm.
birthday or Christmas and someone's like, "What do you want?" And I'm like, "Oh, this
Aw.
is the pattern I like in Mackenzie Childs, like whatever
So
you can
fun.
get me." But I have a tea kettle and it sits out and everyone anytime I post a picture or Instagram story of like something on my stove, people are always like, "What is that tea kettle? It's so precious." I'm like, "I
So
know."
cute.
Yes. And honestly, like fresh flowers, like
Mhm.
go to Trader Joe's,
Yeah.
go to your local grocery store, gets me every time. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. People have been like, we're usually kind of the house to host, at least like in our friend group, because like we have
Yeah.
like the largest space to gather and like we just love it. But
Yeah.
anyway, people like bring me flowers all the time, and I'm like, I need to be a better like guest at someone's house and like bring them flowers because I
That
like
is
everyone
so
brings me
sweet.
flowers every single time they come over, and
Okay, yeah.
it's just the best. I just am so
And don't
touched. So
overcomplicate it. Just like, yeah, go to the
I
grocery
know.
store. Yeah.
Yeah, one of my friends brought me carnations, and they were just like the cutest things ever, and they lasted for like 2 weeks. So I mean,
I love it. I love
I
it.
love
I
it.
love it.
I
And
love
if
it.
you really want to
So
cheat, go on Amazon and get some fake ones because Amazon's got some like fake tulips and stuff, and those last
yeah,
for forever.
and keep them like far away from your hosting area, but have them just like look.
Yeah. 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 Love
Okay,
it.
moving on. Last three categories: social media. It's like a random one, but I like apps or things like
Yeah.
that. I'm not that exciting. Instagram. I'm not even gonna lie. It's where we all hang out. Okay,
We love
love
it.
it.
Yeah.
Love to hate it though sometimes. Okay, that's a
Oh,
whole
no.
other conversation. But I also love the Abide app, which I just talked about a lot on the podcast, and I love their okay, don't like get all weirded out, people. Like their Bible meditations on scripture, where they basically just have guided ones over chunks of scripture, but then also like on topics. So bedtime
Huh.
ones, or if you're afraid, and it's like really dramatic readings. You can change the voices, like a lot of like apps, like the Bible app. But and then they have like calming, like water, rainfall music in the background. So like I'll put it on before bed, like when I'm getting ready for bed. I'll put it on in the morning or like in the car. And sometimes they're long, like 30 minutes, and sometimes they're like 5 minutes. So I love the Abide app, Instagram, and then I use Notion for work. I've been like cramming everything in there for like project two outlines and daily tasks and like a content calendar. So, and that's free. So
That's so
kind
funny.
of
Tara, I think
simple.
we have similar but different because listen, I
Oh,
think
love
all
it.
mine are all of your competitors. Okay, are you ready?
That's hilarious.
This is
Hey, two ends of the
hilarious.
spectrum?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Y'all go figure out what works best for you. But mine is also a task management system for work. It's called Asana.
Oh,
It
yes,
has like a
yes, tried
desktop
that.
version.
Mhm,
Yes. And you can like color code things. That's what our
mhm.
team uses for everything.
Love it, love it.
Um, yeah. So if you're an entrepreneur, especially, like it's a great way to stay organized.
Mhm.
Um, the Dwell Bible
Oh,
app
Dwell is
sounds
so good, I
super
have that one
similar to
too.
Abide.
Yes.
Yes.
Dwell is more of, like, Abide is more topical, and Dwell is more just, like, the
Scripture.
Bible.
Yeah.
But, like,
Yeah.
Abide does have it, but it's not, like, the full thing. Yeah.
Dwell is like the audiobook for the Bible. And
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you can change your voice, you can add background noises, all the same
Mhm,
thing. They do
mhm.
have playlists, so like you can click like Motherhood or something and it plays you
Yeah.
something along the lines.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
love it. And then here's my new hack. But like I just recently discovered that you can take a picture in the Google app and it will find it. So if you are like out at lunch, this sounds so
Oh.
weird stalkery, but like if you're out at lunch and you see a girl's shirt and you're like, that's cute, you can
Wait.
take a picture of her shirt and then it'll tell you where it's from.
Wait, that's
This is
actually
also
kinda
great.
creepy.
Yeah, I know, sorry, bad example, but, like, this is also really great about, like, at someone's home, and I'm like,
Rachel's like, "I've never done
"Wait."
that before."
Yeah, "What are you talking about? What? I never do that." Um, if you see someone something at their house or, like, I don't know, out and about, and you're like, "Oh, I wonder where that's from," or even search plant types, like, anything that you're curious about, you take a picture of it, Google will tell you where it's from. Um, Also a great way
Wow.
to compare prices of things, so, like, this
Okay.
yeah, if you see something and you're like, "Oh, that rug," it's like, you can get it here cheaper. So great.
Oh,
Anyways,
interesting.
yeah,
Huh. Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Man, the
Maybe
internet
the
is
bad example of taking a picture out in public of somebody random, but,
well, honestly,
you know,
sometimes it'd be
whatever
like
works.
that, right?
It'd be
Sometimes it'd
like
be
that.
like that.
Yeah.
Do with that what you will, everyone. Like,
Yeah, if
viewer
you see me out
discretion
and about and I'm taking
advised.
a picture of you, consider it a compliment. Yes.
Yes, 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 yes. I'm just gonna hope and pray that's what people are doing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, clothing brand. I could talk about it all day long, but Carly Jean Los Angeles, literally the greatest of
That
all
is so your
time.
vibe. Yes, I can see that.
You know, and it's funny because like I feel like it's kind of always been my vibe, but like now recently I'm on this journey to actually like love what's in my closet and then only buy
Mhm,
things that are going to last forever. I've always been that
mhm.
way, but now more so. So Carly Jean Los Angeles, incredible. I will link it below. This is from them. If you're watching on YouTube, it's just
So cute.
I'm obsessed. Anyway, what about you?
Okay, same but different. You ready? I'm on the other end of the
Okay.
spectrum. My body has changed so much the past 3 years because I've been pregnant, postpartum, or not, or like somewhere in between.
Well,
And so
you
I'm
done it
just trying.
twice. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we've
Yeah.
just been like up and down, and my tummy grows and it goes back, and then my chest grows because I'm nursing and it goes back. It's just like we're
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
And so I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out like how do you invest in pieces that you're actually going to end up wearing and not
Right.
just like donating or selling or having sit in your closet. So
Yeah.
I have been using a subscription called Newly,
Yes.
Nuuly. Mhm. Um, I've been using it for 3 years
Wow.
and literally have been yeah, I know. I haven't stopped using it because it's awesome. So you pay oh, my background YouTube people are cracking up right now, and that's so funny. Ah,
Hey,
um,
you gotta watch on YouTube to see what happened. It's all good. She's
I
all
know.
good.
Go to YouTube, see what just happened. Isn't that hilarious? I'm about to get like attacked by my background. Okay, we're good.
Whew, you're good.
So you pay a subscription amount. I think it's like 80 to 90, I think, dollars a month, which sounds steep, but here's what I do. I look at my calendar and I figure out I have a wedding, I have a baby shower, I've got some interviews, I want to get something cute for date night, whatever.
Yeah.
You get to pick out 6 to 8 pieces of really great brands like Free People,
Cool.
Madewell,
Love
Anthropology,
it.
everything. And you get to buy the size that works for you, read the reviews, all the things. This little shirt's from it. It's got a bow on the front.
It's so cute. I
And
couldn't even tell. I love it.
and you can't it's fun because you get to explore with different trends
Yeah.
that you don't want to
Yeah.
commit to and like
Sure.
purchase for your closet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. Also feels
Oh,
good for the
love it.
planet because everyone's borrowing everybody's clothes. You're not purchasing and then throwing it away. So
That's literally so good. I love it. Oh, yeah, I'm like tempted now. I mean, I love a good trendy piece. But I think I'm just more I think sometimes I'm too like logical for my own good, so it's hard for me to
sure.
branch out, but that would be like like a really low key way to do that, you know?
Or if you're going on a honeymoon or a vacation and you don't want to purchase a whole new wardrobe,
Right.
just like rent a few really great pieces for the
So
month
fun.
and
Yeah,
cancel
because
your subscription.
honestly, you just like sometimes don't want to get those big items because you're like, I'm never gonna wear this again, which you might not. So
Yes.
then, yeah, just do that. Love it. Okay, final one. Let's talk about food. I don't know, just had to throw this one in. Either a
I love
meal we've
this.
loved, made, where we go out because I know we all love Chick-fil-A. You know, so
That's on
I
my
mean,
list. You
yeah,
know.
same though, same. Okay, so for me, homemade food, I've been loving anything Half Baked Harvest. She's incredible. I love her on Instagram, but I also love her
Yes.
cookbooks. But like Instagram is just easy, you know. She like shows you and all the things. So
Mhm.
I made the spicy ginger beef, which is like a flank steak that you like roast in the oven, like on really high. It's like 500
What?
degrees. It's like crazy. So good. Ginger, like it's like this whole marinade. It's delicious, and I do like rice and veggies with it. But then also I found another lady on Instagram and her username is I wrote it down, simple.home.edit. And I'm pretty sure
Right now.
you're like, I'm looking this up.
Yes.
But she has very simple but nourishing meals, and her whole thing is like finding something that's not complicated but that is nourishing and like to save yourself so you don't have to like waste groceries or like go out like
Yes.
too much. And she literally has so many recipes I've already saved in an Instagram folder for my dinners. And I probably make 50 to maybe it's probably more than that, 60 to 70% of my meals from Instagram reels because I
Yeah.
love the inspiration.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a great way to mix it up, not get
Yeah.
boring.
Oh,
Mhm.
totally. Because that's my thing. I'm like in a rut and then I hate cooking. But like when I find something that I'm excited about, then I'm like, let's do this.
Yes. Oh, that's so good. See, we're in this like
Okay.
really cool but weird phase where Oliver, 7 months old, he's still starting outing. Wow, I can't talk anymore all of a sudden. He
We're at
has
the end.
now
It's okay.
started, now started to be introduced to solids. Which is
Yep.
really can be complicated and overwhelming and intimidating. So
Yeah. Yeah.
silly but fun. But I love using the app Solid Starts to figure out
Oh,
how to
the
introduce different things to
best.
him. Yes.
Yes.
So you can look like, so for example, I feel like our go-to quick meal is going and getting chicken sausage, pick your flavor from any grocery store. Costco's the best because you get a ton of it. And just chop it up, throw it on a sheet pan with some veggies, throw lemon pepper on it, pop it in the oven, 450 for like 30 minutes. Don't think about it, pull it back out, and it's great to eat. So there's like
So
our
good.
go-to every time meal. Pick your veggie, pick your chicken sausage, and just throw it in there.
So
But
good.
it has helped me, like whatever veggie is going to be on there, you can search in the Solid Starts app like
Yeah.
zucchini, and it tells you
Yeah.
how to serve it based on their age appropriately so that it's not a hazard for choking or whatever. It's just
Right.
so super cool.
I love
So
it.
that's kind of been like our go-to, but also crock pot meals. I'm all about a good crock pot meal. Throw it in
Oh,
there,
yeah.
don't think about it. We've tried this curry chicken with
Ooh,
coconut cream. It is really good. And throw it on
that
some
sounds
rice with naan
delightful.
bread. It's just
Yum.
easy. You can't
I'm
mess it up.
hungry. It's only
I
9:15 where I am. I want
know. I know.
lunch.
No, no, I'm headed to lunch after this because it's 11:15
Oh,
here,
okay.
and
Well,
I am
enjoy for
like,
me.
"Yes, I will." But
I love it.
that's been our thing. That's what we do.
So fun. Oh, I'm obsessed. Like this whole conversation was so fun. Thank
I
you for
know.
joining me. Like we covered so much ground. So I
I
hope
know.
whether you binge this whole episode or you had to take it in chunks that you found something that you loved. And again, a reminder to live a full life, to not, like Rachel said, worship or
That's
idolize
right.
the things, but to be able to like find the freedom in enjoying them because it makes a full, joyful life. And God wants you to enjoy those things. We'll have
Yeah.
everything linked below in the episode notes. You guys can check those out. Definitely make sure to let Rachel and I know if you try something that we recommended. We want to see like what it's like in your own beautiful life. Rachel, before we go though, really quickly, would you just let everyone know like where to find you on
Yes.
Instagram and remind them of your podcast again?
Yes. Podcast is Real Talk with Rachel Awtrey. You can also go realtalkwithrachelawtrey.com and find all the fun things there too. And then Instagram, just find me, rachel.awtrey, or our podcast has an Instagram as well. I love to share things like this, like delight in life, find joy right where you are. It's all that we're
So
about.
good.
So we like to invite you into behind the scenes of all of it. We'd love to see you over there.
She's one of the sweetest follows, you guys. Again, we'll have it linked below. We love you so much. Thanks for joining us on another episode of Truth Talks with Tara, and we will see you next time.